Imagine this. You're riding alone through a dark forest in the dead of night. The only sound? The steady hum of your motorcycle. No streetlights, no houses, just miles of empty roads stretching ahead, until suddenly, your engine dies. No warning, no explanation, just silence. And as you sit there, heart pounding trying to restart it, you hear something. A rustling. Close. Too close. Someone, or something, is watching you, and your motorcycle isn't the only thing that's gone silent. What happens next? Let's find out. Hello, I'm Emily, and this is how I got stranded in middle of nowhere. The moon was my only companion as I rode through the forest, its pale glow barely cutting through the thick canopy above. The night air was crisp, cool against my face, and the rhythmic hum of my motorcycle was the only sound in the empty expanse of road. I had been riding for hours, trying to escape the weight of my thoughts, letting the steady vibrations of the engine keep me grounded. Then, without warning, my bike sputtered, a cough, a wheeze, then silence. My stomach dropped as I coasted to a stop. The road stretched ahead, dark and winding, with no streetlights, no signs of civilization, just trees pressing in from both sides, their twisted branches reaching like skeletal fingers towards the sky. I twisted the throttle. Nothing. Pressed the ignition. Dead. I exhaled sharply, trying to steady my nerves. Maybe it was a minor mechanical issue. Maybe the engine just overheated. But deep down, a gnawing unease crept into my chest, twisting my stomach into knots. Then I heard it. A rustling. Close. Too close. I whipped my head around, my breath catching in my throat. The trees stood still, their shadows unmoving, yet the sound had been unmistakable. Something shifting in the undergrowth. Watching. Waiting. I swallowed hard. Hello? My voice sounded small, fragile in the vast silence, laced with the raw edge of fear. No answer. My fingers tightened around the handlebars as I tried the ignition again, this time more desperately. The bike remained lifeless. I cursed under my breath, frustration mixing with rising panic. Of all the places for this to happen, miles away from anywhere, in the middle of a forest that felt like it belonged to something else entirely. A cold breeze whispered through the trees, sending a shiver down my spine. I wrapped my arms around myself, but it did nothing to stop the ice creeping through my veins. The rustling came again, this time from a different direction. I turned sharply, my pulse hammering in my ears. I wasn't alone. I fumbled for my phone, my fingers trembling so badly I almost dropped it. No signal. Of course, a crack, a twig snapping. Dread coiled in my chest, tightening like a vice. My body screamed at me to run, but my legs felt frozen, anchored to the spot by pure, unfiltered terror. I reached into my jacket, gripping the small pocket knife I always carried. It wasn't much, but it was something. A sliver of control in an overwhelming void of fear. The seconds dragged on, each one stretching endlessly as I strained my ears, listening. The forest had fallen eerily silent. No crickets, no wind, just nothing. Then, footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming closer. I held my breath, my grip tightening around the knife. The footsteps stopped, but the air felt heavier, charged with something unseen. Then, a whisper. Software almost teasing. You shouldn't be here. My blood ran cold, my body tensed, every nerve screaming. Who's there? I barely recognized my own voice. Silence. The shadows shifted. A figure stood between the trees, tall, still, watching. My heart pounded as I turned back to my bike, fumbling with the ignition. Come on, come on. My fingers shook, breath ragged. The footsteps resumed, slow and deliberate, closing the distance. The engine roared to life. Relief crashed over me like a wave. I twisted the throttle and took off, tires screeching against the pavement, Wind howled past me, but I didn't dare look back. Then, just as I rounded the bend, I saw it in my peripheral vision. The figure, standing in the middle of the road, still watching, still smiling. And that, my friends, is where the nightmare truly begins. What do you think was lurking in that forest? A lost soul? A sinister presence? Or something far worse? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this eerie tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Stay safe out there, and if you ever find yourself alone on a dark road, make sure your engine doesn't go silent. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your lights on. Thanks for watching.